Good evening, sir. My name is Punitya, and I am from Electronics and Telecommunication branch. And I am going to present how microplastics travel from environment to the brain. The invisible invasion: how microplastics travels from environment to brain. These are all the nano and microplastics. Amyloid B plague. Next, defining the threat. Microplastics. Plastics particles smaller than 5 micrometers are called as a microplastics. Nanoplastics, plastics which are smaller than the 1 micrometer, that is 0.001 millimeter. These are most dangerous as they can penetrate deep into tissues. This can go through the nose by inhaling the air which contains these contaminated nanoplastics, which is dangerous for human beings and animals, which cause an effect for the lungs. The primary sources are breakdown of large plastic waste, bottles, bags, synthetic clothing fibers, polyester, nylon. These are all the sources which can tear wear particles and road dust. Where there is a lot of dust particles and the smoke, dust, everything. Personal care products, microbeads. Next, mind mapping, road of entry. Ingestion: the primary route found in drinking water, tap and bottle, seafood, salt, sugar, and even tea bags. A contaminated water which is having a lot of microparticles which go to the stomach and then through the blood cells, it can affect the brain. Inhalation: this is the main source which cause an which enter to the body through the inhalation of airborne microfibers from the textiles and dust. Deep inhalation bring particles into the lower lungs. Thermal absorption: nanoplastics in cosmetics and scrubs can potentially bypass the skin barrier through less common. From gut to bloodstream, breaching the intestinal wall. Once ingested, particles face the intestinal barrier. Small MPs less than 10 micrometer and nanoparticles utilize specific mechanism to cross. M cells, pairs, patches, specialized cells that sample gut contents inadvertently taking up plastics. These are the micro nanoparticles. This is in unregulation, inflaming, apoptosis, oxidation stress. Next, paracellular transport: extremely small particles squeeze through the gaps between the cells. Tight junctions. Persorptions: mechanical passage through gaps at the tips of intestinal villi. Once across, there are the lymphatic system or portal vein, giving them access to the entire body. Next, crossing the blood brain barrier. Bypass the brain's defense. The brain is highly selective border designed to protect the brain. However, recent studies confirms MPs and NPs, means microparticles and nanoparticles, can breach it. Trojan horse effect: plastics can carry toxic chemicals or proteins on the surface, tricking cells into letting them pass. These toxic chemicals can affect the brain. Inflammation: systematic inflammation from plastics in the blood can weaken the BBB's tight junctions, making it leaky. If junctions becomes leaky, then more and the large particles of nanoparticles will get in. Passive diffusion: nanoparticles are small enough to simply pass through cell membranes. Mind map: impact on the brain. Neurotoxicity: accumulation of particles can physically damage neurons and disrupt normal signaling functions. It can causes a normal signaling functions like tiredness, fear, and sleepiness, etc. Inflammation: microbrain immune cells, perceptive plastics as threat, triggering chronic neuroinflammation. Cognitive decline. Links are being studied between MP exposure and risk of Parkinson's and stroke. Conclusion. The journey from a discarded bottle to the human brain is a complex pathway of breakdown, ingestion, and water, what we breathe, drink, and eat. If we inhale more number of nanoparticles, then it leads to the more uh, effect on the lungs and then through the brain. If we go to the any dusty particle area, we use mask to prevent the inhalation of those nanoparticles, and use of fresh drinking water, and good healthy foods can improve the health by avoiding the junk foods.